Peace, peace, peace. A lot of things don't bother me, man. A lot of things that don't bother me. We gonna talk, y'all. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Y'all gonna get the best green knives. Y'all gonna get the best version of him. I'm on my path, y'all. I'm doing the right thing like Spike Lee. Taking care of the kids' diapers, change, bills is paid. I used to say that shit just to say it. Kids is fat. Now the kids is fat for real, for real. For real, for real? For real, for real. Green shot. Love you, my nigga. Oh, let's turn off this AC. Yeah, get a little comfortable. Let me switch my shorts. Yeah, my baby mother cleaned my shorts. Oh, man, that's love right there. That's love right there, man. Yeah, things get better, man. Things get better. We gotta talk, y'all. I know Green Now say it all, man. I know Green Now say it all, man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He ain't show me a man that got nothing to hide, and I'll show you a real man. I'll show you a real man. Whew. Deep breath in. I feel good, man. Boy, 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 boy. Dude, you gotta have patience when you're dealing with kids, man. And I'm not talking about dealing with them. I'm talking about dealing with society. People. Oh man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. I see where you got that from. You got that from Martin, y'all. But let's take things a little bit more serious, y'all. Alright? Let's take things a little more serious. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? How y'all feeling? So, how was my day? My day was good. My day was excellent. And stuff like that. There was a few things that tried to throw me off, but I was happy that I didn't let the enemy, attack me. You understand what I'm saying? I did not allow the enemy to be able to attack me, yo. You understand what I'm saying? I did not allow that. And there were so many times that the enemy tried to get me to get out of character. And I'm becoming more stronger mentally. I'm having more patience and stuff like that. And I'm becoming a better person, yo. But so much things that, could bring me back. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell y'all two things that happened to me where I almost crashed out. But thank God the Lord gave me patience, y'all. Thank God the Lord gave me patience, and I was able to learn from both situations. So one situation, I'm with the kids and stuff like that. We on the bus, we traveling and stuff like that, and it seems like an older lady. She has to be like about 50, 60. She has like the black shades or whatever the case may be. And the kids is being kids, and I'm taking care of them or whatever the case may be. So she looks back, and I'm thinking she looking back like, oh, that's what's up, man. He looking out for the kids, and he's talking to them, teaching them. I'm thinking she looking on at me on that type of look, that type shit. And then she was mentioning things under her breath. Then she ended up. I heard her what she said. She said, "I need some AirPods, the earbuds." She said she need that because I guess the kids was being so loud or whatever the case may be. But I'm saying it calm now. But at the moment, I really wanted to say something. At the moment, I really wanted to say something because these are kids. These kids are innocent. You understand what I'm saying? And she's on the bus and she's looking back at us, me talking to the kids, and she's like under her breath, she's like, "Oh, I need earbuds." But I end up hearing it. But it wasn't for me to listen to. It wasn't for me to listen. It wasn't for me to hear. She didn't say it out loud. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get the charger, yo. Let me get the charger so we could go hard like Vince Carter. I move smarter. I'ma go farther. I'm a father. Yeah, Hardy Shorty feeling all in her bed. Okay. I'm just so proud of myself. I came a long way, yo. And I was heated, right? Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all how heated I was. Yeah, we good? We charged? Okay, we good. So I gotta put the brightness a little down, y'all. So what happened was basically I'm on the bus, got the kids or whatever the case may be. Um, a lady, she's looking at us, so I'm thinking she's looking at us like, oh, that's nice, that's what's up. So she's looking, and then when I looked at her, she looked away, and she was speaking under her breath. And what I heard was, I heard her say like, I need like some ear muffs, some AirPods, some earbuds or something like that. Basically, like we being too loud and stuff like that. And if it gets too loud, at a certain point, I tell the kids to chill and stuff like that. But to me, it was like it was at a minimum that they was going, that they was speaking, yelling, or doing whatever they was doing. It wasn't too hard like that. You understand what I'm saying? But they was going too crazy. Because I would have got involved. I would have told them, like, yo, chill out. You know, these people go to work. They had long days and stuff like that. So she's like, so I heard the thing about the earbuds. The earbuds. Oh, I'm gonna need some earbuds. So when she said that, my reaction, and just about a week ago from that, I just spazzed out on somebody. So I thought about it. I'm like, I had Instagram. I couldn't have no more data to record. So I was gonna call her and be like, yo, what you said? These are fucking kids. Welcome to fucking America, bitch. You're gonna hear fucking people screaming, babies crying, people yelling, people dying. Welcome to fucking America. I was gonna spaz on her. But I said it wasn't for me to hear. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like she said it out loud. You know, even though I took it offensive, I didn't. I didn't let that drag me. I didn't let that tempt me. I know David got tempted, and then he repented. So when I see she was trying to tempt me, when she said that about the earbuds, I didn't have too much data to record her, so I deleted Instagram. Then I said, you know what? I'm gonna record her. I'm gonna be like, bitch, welcome to fucking America, okay? All right. Well, if babies is crying and people are yelling, people are dancing. This is the fucking. This is the apple. This is the big apple, mama. Okay. This is the big apple. These are fucking kids. These kids are innocent. Okay. I don't know what you got, whatever the case may be, but these kids are innocent. But it didn't get there. But I deleted Instagram in order for me to do the video. And while I was about to do the video, I was gonna be like, Mom, what you said? You said something about earmuds? I know you ain't referring to these kids. I was gonna check her. But in a way, I'm grateful I did it. It took a lot in me to not say nothing. It took a lot in me, yo. But I was grateful that I didn't say nothing. If you don't have nothing nice to say, sometimes you don't say anything, yo. If you don't have nothing nice to say, sometimes it's okay to not say anything, yo. And in a way, I was grateful that I didn't say nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was able to find peace in that situation. Instead of crashing out, instead of going crazy, you know, because that was my reaction. When she first said it, I just deleted Instagram so I could be able to record her. But once it deleted, you know, the kids was calming down. The lady wasn't really, you know, saying too much and stuff like that after that. And, you know, she felt my presence, but I was just grateful. I was grateful I didn't take it there. I was happy in the way I didn't take it there. I didn't say anything to her. And it took a lot out of me. You know, I deleted the app. I wanted to record her and be like, Miss, I know you ain't talking about you need AirPods or earmuffs for your ears, referring to these kids being loud or something like that. I know you ain't referring to these kids. I don't give a fuck. You don't say, welcome to fucking New York City, home of the fucking hip hop, bitch. Don't you ever fucking violate these kids. Talking about you need AirPods and earbuds. Whatever the fuck she said. I took that personal. But in a way, I was grateful for patience. I was grateful to be humble. I was grateful to walk away. And she got off on the same stop as me. All of my gorillas, yo, what's good, Green? Yo. All I had to do is whistle, literally. She an older lady, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get like that. I'm not a disrespectful young man. You understand what I'm saying? But in a reaction, sometimes you react, you already reacted. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought about it. I was thinking about it. I was like, shit. And the only reason I wanted to record was because I wanted to show the world how there's nasty people out there. There's angry people out there, negative people out there. And when you're dealing with kids, sometimes you have to do what's best for them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll get busy with the kids. I'm one of them dads. But I wouldn't want to traumatize my little one. I wouldn't want her to put her through that. But daddy would never let anything happen to the child. So me, I just avoided it. But I was 99.99.99% about to say something. And that 1% was like that lost sheep, yo. That 1% was that lost sheep that saved me, yo. I got saved. I got saved, yo. It was very difficult. But I said, you know what? She didn't say it out loud. You understand what I'm saying? She whispered it. So that wasn't for me to hear, yo. That wasn't for me to hear. And I noticed that. I said that wasn't for me to hear, yo. I just got, I got elephant ears. I got elephant ears, yo. But in a way, I was grateful I didn't say anything. Then I dropped the kids off, yo. I dropped the kids off. Now I'm on the bus myself. Now I go through a situation. Now I'm not with the kids. You know, a little more free and stuff like that. So I'm going on the bus and somebody's like, oh, y'all, hurry up. Because I stopped. Because there was a guy, you know, in front of me. So I was going to let him go. And then I was going to go. But I heard, yo, hurry up. So I was gonna say I was gonna turn around and be like, "Yo, stop fucking rushing! You don't see people there." But something in me told me use that situation, me dealing with that lady, that she said the harmful things under her breath, maybe about the children, and I didn't say nothing. I was humble and I was patient. I just walked in. Then when I walked in, it was like it was like a he she, like a LGBT 1 2 3, won't sound like that. But that was the one that said the thing. You understand what I'm saying? And he or she, I don't know if it was a he or she was like with two niggas. But they look like they on the down low too. So the first one that said that, she was like, or he was like, he was like, nobody wanted to sit next to me. That stuff. He's like, nobody wanted to sit next to me. So his friend come. It's like one of them come, and then two of them. So then the he, she, or whatever it was, she ended up looking at me. But it's like it looked more like a girl, but it's talking aggressive, like drinking and shit like that. It might have been a female, but it was aggressive. So she was like, I like your eyes. So I'm not rude. I have niggas tell me that, like gangsters. Yo, you got some crazy eyes, bro. Like no homo, my nigga. Like shit like that. So I had kids. Anybody, I'll tell you that. Um, so when it was like a he. I don't know if it's he, she, whatever. But he was like, I like your eyes. So I said, I'll just deal with the kids and stuff like that. So sometimes when deal with adults, and you know how to deal with kids. Sometimes you know how to deal with adults. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a simple, thank you. You understand what I'm saying? I know what I like. You understand what I'm saying? I know niggas be think nigga, this is spiritual. Y'all niggas be thinking that these are the gay shits. Nigga, I'm a gangster. Fuck is y'all niggas talking about, Brody? This is the siete potencia, my nigga. This shit's powerful, nigga. Fox 5 had this. Rest in peace, Fox 5. But anyway, um, so he was like, I like it. He was like, oh, you got nice eyes. He didn't say I like your eyes. He said, oh, you got nice eyes. But that was the same one that was Russian. But I know it was like drinking. So I said thank you, but he or she or whatever didn't hear it. So she was like, "You're not gonna say thank you," but I already said it, so I'm not saying that shit again. You understand what I'm saying? So then one of them come, which was like a friend to the thing, and before I could even say something, he he it was they was two he's, but they was like moving a little feminine. But I was about to like just deck them and just deck this nigga. I was there. I was already there. You understand what I'm saying? I was already there. I was like, I don't got no kids with me and shit like that. But it was a compliment. You understand what I'm saying? And then after the compliment was like disrespect. But before I could even like, have to say something, God sent my guardian angel. And sometimes before you can even say something, it's like I gave it 3 seconds. I was like one, two, then I was about to say something. But I thought about the same situation of how I dealt with the older lady. Now the older lady said it under her breath. This one saying it out loud, right? But they still had the same volume. Same different situation, but same type of individuals that you're dealing with. And since this one made it a little more louder, it felt more like I because now everybody's watching and shit like that. So now I gotta set the example. You understand what I'm saying? But they said I like your eyes, and that was, that's simple. Kids tell you that. So I'm like, I'm dealing with the. It's like I'm dealing with a kid again. So I just said thank you. They didn't hear it. So one of them come sit next to them. It's like, yo, stop being mean to people and stuff like that. And she was, he or she would have, but it's more like a she. It looked like more like a she, but it's just talking aggressive. It's like, nah, he didn't say thank you. You heard him? She's she's talking to her friend, which is like two niggas. He's like, yeah, I heard him and stuff like that. So he's not looking at me and stuff like that. The other nigga, he got like a little red on. He look like some older young nigga, and I'm like, I know I could take this nigga. I more have a problem probably with the transgender, the one talking hot. But these niggas is like, they ain't slouchy, but they just look like they part of LGBT, and I don't got nothing against thing. I don't got nothing against that. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it was a compliment, and it's like dealing with kids. You know what? Thank you. And when they was like, "Yo, you not gonna say thank you?" I already said thank you, so I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, I already said thank you." I just said shut. Like I just looked. I was like, and then the friend said something. Yo, stop being thing or whatever the case may be. Now the other one, he's like sitting on this side. They like on this side next to me, but they on that side, like on the corner. So he like see me, I can see him. I'm like, all right. He can see me. He know what it is. The other one knew, cause he was like, yo, chill, stop talking to people like that. It was just that one person, and it was like they was mad drunk, and he was like, he said thank you. In my head, I was like, I was gonna be like, what? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if I said thank you? I don't gotta fucking say thank you and shit like that. But it was a compliment. It was just like that. You didn't hear me, but I'm not gonna be like, you know, if you would have been like, oh, you're not gonna say thank you or some regular shit, I probably would have been, oh, I said thank you. You understand what I'm saying? But since you was like over aggressive, I was just I stood shut so you could take it as disrespect. You understand what I'm saying? Because now you're playing. You're playing a bit. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, he said thank you. Oh, okay, okay. What's what's he was like, yeah, he said thank you. He said thank you. It was like, oh, okay. He said thank you. Oh, and I'm laughing. I'm like, I'm tunnel vision, but I could already see me like just decking both of them, and decking the other one. But I really don't want to deck the other one because it's more like a female and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm gonna deck both of these niggas. Then I never really hit a female. That's I never did that. But I didn't know if it was a male too. It was aggressive, and you got two niggas with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna spank them because of you, and then I'm gonna end up probably smacking the shit out you, cause you gonna act tough. I already see you gonna act tough. So I might just deck you first, and I didn't want to do like that. I didn't want to do the female like that. I rather do the niggas like that. But I said once he was like, "Oh, he said thank you." That I think that was just my emotions. I would have been like, "Fuck you, mean if I said thank you or not?" I thought about dealing with the the older lady, and then imagining I had the kids with me too. So I was just like, it didn't continue. It didn't continue. 'Cause that's when I already. but it was just more like, oh, he said thank you. Oh, all right. And in my head, I already wanted to be like, yo, do I have to say fucking thank you? And but I was just grateful that I was just able to like be humble in that situation because I done crashed out for shit like that plenty of times, and I still have it in me, but seeing my daughter now, it's like I'm finding my peace again. I'm finding that love again in my heart. So it's like a lot of things don't bother me as it should. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not no slouch. I'll knock shit. I'll fuck shit up. You understand what I'm saying? My emotions, I black out. That shit get the best of me. I got a lot of fire in me. You understand what I'm saying? And I think when you able to control that, now you learning was to be a man. You know, you learning to avoid. Avoiding don't mean you a slouch. Avoiding doesn't mean you a slouch. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you go avoid. It could be a bad spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Let somebody else deal with that. You know, they ain't even know what I had in the bag. I had the bag with me. They ain't even know. You understand what I'm saying? But not to say all that. I'm just saying you don't know. And as chosen ones, as godly people, we not gonna look always outside. We not gonna always look great. It's gonna look like, oh, he got the best on him, or he sent him, and shit like that. But I just held that down because you know it was quick, but just as quick as I was about to say something, somebody already said, "Yo, chill," stop speaking to people like that, and stuff like that. So sometimes people will fight for you where you don't even have to fight. You don't even have to say nothing. You don't always have to defend yourself. Yes, it's good to stand up for yourself, but sometimes you don't always. Not every battle has to be fought. You understand what I'm saying? But dealing with people, dealing with society, and stuff like that, you will have to have a lot of patience. You will have to be skilled with certain things. You understand what I'm saying? You could be a gangster, but I'm a father now. I used to be a gangster. That was my whole life. I was a fucking gangster. But now I got my daughter. It's like I'm a gangster, but I'm a father. I got to make it home to my baby. And that's how I think now. And a lot of people have been getting over. Uh, but it's okay. I know in God's eyes, I'm doing the right thing. Avoiding and stuff like that. When you can't avoid, you can't avoid. You got to get busy. So me, I just make sure I get busy. Because you're gonna have your time to get busy. You're gonna have your time to throw these up. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gotta rush it. And when I've been avoiding it, you'd be surprised people humble themselves alone. Sometimes I just say Jesus under my breath. Jesus. And it's crazy when I say that how the atmosphere just changes, y'all. And it's not always like that. Sometimes there's a demonic spirit there. You understand what I'm saying? That try to take over or try to cause us problems. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to learn to identify it and approach it before it approach you. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to have to stand up for yourself. You're going to have to speak up. But I said, have patience. You live longer that way. All it takes is for a situation where somebody can have a gun. They could be mad you taking care of your kids. You understand what I'm saying? You got crazy people out there, y'all. In public transportation, you don't know what's going through a person's head. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes the realness in me, the gangster in me, because the gangster is always in me. But my gangster is not for people to fear me. My gangster is not for people to run away when they see me. My gangster is like, I show love. I'm a gentleman. I'm humble. I'm caring. I'm forgiving. I'm genuine. That's a gangster. Someone you can trust. That's a gangster. Someone that's sincere. Someone that you don't have to watch. You know, that's a gangster to me. A gangster, and I don't see a lot of people that, they don't have it in their eyes. And a gangster is not like it's not a tough guy shit. A gangster is like, taking care of your kids. That's a gangster. A gangster is trying to do the right thing, trying to change for the better. That's a gangster. You understand what I'm saying? Gangsters is one of the coolest people you could ever see, bro. They don't want people to be scared of them. It's not gangster. It's not gangster. Everybody terrorizing you. But then we can't judge that. We can't judge that because look at Frankenstein. Frankenstein used to scare the whole village. He used to scare the whole village, but Frankenstein had a heart, y'all. Frankenstein didn't come, he didn't know about too much about life like that. The woman asked Frankenstein to dance, and Frankenstein, you know, he said, I don't dance. He said, I don't dance. Frankenstein said, I don't dance. He didn't say that to be mean. Frankenstein scared the whole village. Sometimes you can have a good heart, but that 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 projects fear onto people. Some people, they get offended by love. They don't know how to handle it. Too much love, they feel like you trying to line them up like a barber from Brooklyn. And that's crazy. You trying to be sincere. That's crazy. You trying to be sincere. But I've been more humble, man. I've been more chill. I've been more relaxed. I've been more easy, yo. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I get tempted, yo. Sometimes I just crash out. Like fuck it. But then I find more peace when I could try to avoid it. But when you can't avoid it, you just gotta kick ass. Sometimes you just gotta kick ass. Sometimes you just gotta kick ass. Sometimes I come out to kick ass. Don't let me walking away or me being humble and all that shit fool you. Cause I'll spaz the fuck out. And I'll get busy too. I ain't scared of fighting no big nigga or to get jumped or none of that shit. I really don't like problems like that, y'all. But when I get into problems, I love it. I really don't like problems like that. I'd rather avoid it. But if it's coming, it's just I'm not backing down. I'm definitely not running. You ain't gonna catch me running. I don't care if it's 10 of y'all or 30 of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta get up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? You live another day and you get to see your babies, man. So, you know, it, but me, I'm a fighter. I know God was a man of war, so I know, you know, there's some battles that need to be fought, like Goliath and stuff like that. But sometimes the enemy is within, you know. Sometimes the enemy is within. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the enemy is within. And we blame others and we get frustrated because what other people say, and none of us is going to be here forever. So the hell what people say or how you felt at the moment, that shit will lead you to jail. That shit is gonna lead you to fucking to the death, to the grave. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be a master at that shit. Learn how to avoid that shit. Be a master at it. That shit doesn't take away from your G. If anything, that shit make you a capital G. That make you a real G. When you can avoid, don't think because a person avoiding is anything soft about them or anything. They just rather peace. But once you disturb their peace, they 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 turn different. You ever seen a person that never really get mad? Mad. I'm gonna say that again. Have you ever seen a person get mad that never really gets mad? That's one of the most scariest things of all time. Is to see that the Knicks, They doing good. But yeah, y'all. Try to avoid confrontation. Try to avoid it the best way you can until you can't. And you know where you can't. People can talk all day, but they ain't put their hands on you or they ain't swing on you. You understand what I'm saying? We want people to treat us a certain way when we should treat us ourselves. You don't have control of what people say. You don't have control over others. You cannot stress over things that you do not have control over. Big Javi, salute my guy. What's the word? How you feeling, man?
Shit alive for your boy, boy. Come on, just taking it easy, bro. Walking low and talking low. No, no. Walking low and talking slow, like the driver said. Just, you know, taking it easy, my guy. You know that we deserve it. We've been through too much. You understand what I'm saying? Not everything you gotta put your hands on somebody. Sometimes we need to learn how to communicate, and sometimes the best communication is silence. Silence speaks a lot, man. You understand what I'm saying? Silence speaks more than a lot, man. You ain't really gotta say too much, man. But yeah, man. Some women are just toxic. They're just so toxic. Like, I'll be like, whoa, you gotta be careful, man. Well, I've been alright though. I've been alright. Taking things easy, man. Can't complain. Won't complain. I'm just telling people, man, get your life together, man. It's gonna take years to make moves, man. Some won't take years to make it. Trust me, I know. But you still breathing, you have opportunity, man. Don't take this life shit for granted, man. Cherish your loved ones. Cherish your people. You understand what I'm saying? Take it easy, man. Don't make life harder than what it needs to be. I just been taking it easy, staying out the way, staying out of trouble, trying to do the right thing, trying to stay positive. Uh, trying to get positive from the world. So I'm trying to put positive out there. Big Harvey. How much is gonna cost me for an interview? I know you ain't gonna charge me. I soon have Bullet Scotty up there, but I don't know. I think he been busy, and I just gave him the space. So I ain't gonna force him to be up here. But I think that would have been a good look for the both of us. Just the two of us. Now I think that would have been good for Buddy. I've been taking it easy, staying out the way, trying to do the right thing, stay positive, get closer to the Lord. I've been celebrating, working out, positive thoughts, positive mindset. But y'all stay blessed, stay righteous, stay healthy, and remember to always do the right thing. I'm out here, like, see, when you're dealing with kids, you get exhausted. Good night, y'all. God bless you, man.